How are we doing, guys? Yeah? I'm going to need a lot more noise than that, but we'll get into that. Hello and welcome to the Network with AGT, recorded live at Studio 3. Can I get some noise up in this place one time tonight? Thank you. Yep, love that. Love that, guys. Thank you so much to our live audience for being here on a cold, wet Monday. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you're here with us, and we appreciate that. Tonight, we're all about connecting different worlds and good vibes. This is actually my first ever live recording of a show, so I need a lot of noise, and I want the noise in here tonight to be just the same, if not better, than the noise when Liverpool scored the 4th goal against Barcelona in the semi-final of the Champions League. Any Liverpool fans tonight? Don't care. Don't care. 6-time champions of Europe. Thank you, that's in the pocket. Let them know who you support early doors, 1-0. So the Network, what is it? It's a bi-weekly live chat show where I have guests on who I have already worked with and know from my own network. We've teamed up with 3 who are building the UK's fastest 5G network, by the way, to make the network. Get it? Yeah? Got it? Good. I'll entertain influencers, comedians, musicians, content creators, and more to this very stage to find out just what it is that makes them tick and how they found success in their careers so far. Then we'll be treated to some live music from 2 incredible artists who you may have seen floating about, Mikill Pane and Mercston. Let's get some noise in them tonight. Yeah, so stick around for that, the music at the end. But now please get as cozy as you can. I hope you've all got a nice cold beverage. I want to introduce you to our guests. So these are 2 guys that I've worked with personally in totally different areas, but respect equally for their personalities and their really quick and persistent online fast growth. So Zach, if you'd like to get our guests ready, and please welcome to the stage Gwilym Pugh and LV General. Great to be here with you. So grateful for your presence tonight, guys. Thank you so much.
Appreciate it.
So obviously I know a lot about you both, but there just might be some guys in the audience who don't. So I'm going to start with you, Gwil. Mm-hmm. Give us a little bit of a story about yourself. What do you do?
So I'm a content creator, model, ex-musician, and kind of wannabe explorer, traveler type.
Okay. And else?
Where do I start?
PG, please. It's a family show.
I started doing music at the start, and then now I do entertainment, like YouTube. I create sketches and stuff like that. I host. I can do some presenting as well. Well, a bit of everything, really.
A jack of all trades.
Yeah.
Master of none. No, that's...
Starting already. Starting already.
So like you said, influencer, content creator and rapper, you've got a single out at the minute called Inner the Party.
Yeah.
I've got some lyrics here from the song.
Okay.
Bear weed, bear rum, in a party. Big titty, big batty, in a party. So what's the message behind those lyrics?
There's a lot of stuff
also,
going
where
on
are
in
these
that
parties?
I'm into
There's
it,
a lot of stuff going
Where's
on.
my invite?
Do you know what? It was like a theme what I saw from like the carnival theme I was going for.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden I just thought, you know what, the chorus, Into the Party, it can work for like raves and, you know, clubs what you put on. So yeah, that's where it came from.
And the streaming numbers are good?
Yeah, I think it's hit 100k now.
Love
within
that,
like
man.
under a month, so yeah.
So the whole premise, like I was saying, of the network is people come on who I've worked with. I did Posting In with you on Grime Daily. Who's watched that episode of Posting In? Couple hands at the back.
Hey.
Yeah. Ilya was the goalie in that. Do you remember him?
Where is he?
At the top?
Yeah. You good, yeah?
His hands are a bit sore when you stuck them in the top bins.
Yeah, come on.
But you were brilliant on that.
Right.
And it seems like you're in a rare bracket of people who have a mad personality in person and online, because you don't actually always get that with influencers and content creators. So your personality is basically your selling point, right?
Yeah.
Well, that's the most ironic answer of all time.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay. But talk to us about your journey, because you've grown a lot in the last 6 months to a year.
Before all of this, I was doing care work. So I used to be a carer. I used to look after people with dementia, disabilities and stuff like that. And then I decided to leave there like when I was about 27, I think, or 28, to just move into something else what I want to do for myself. So then I was looking into like some comedy stuff, but I weren't really doing that at the time. I was chilling with a guy called Young Philly. And
Big up to Young Philly, who knows about Youngs?
He was about back then. So me and him used to chat
still
a lot.
Still about now.
Yeah, he's still about.
Yeah,
used to chat a lot and chill out at the house, whatever, whatnot, and just crack joke. At that time, I was doing a 9 to 5 at Thought Asylum, and then he said to come up to Wall of Comedy and do a show called Group Chat. And I said, I'm not really sure because I got 2 kids, and I just thought, I'm doing the whole daddy thing. I ain't got time. But then I just decided to just take my chances. After I got dismissed from Thought Asylum, which is weird.
Because now they give you free clothes. You actually work with Thought Asylum now. They give them money as well.
It's very strange. Like, it's mad because they dismissed me for some... I was a Christmas temp at the time. So I left to do the Group Chat. I kind of blew up on there. The Wall of Comedy got my face out a bit. And then I carried on doing that Group Chat thing, which was going well for me. And then all of a sudden, Thought Asylum called me back up out of the blue and said, we want to do a show around you, Philly and Chunks. And then I told them who I was. They didn't know because obviously my name's LV General. In real life, my name's Gus, so it's different. So when I told them, they were just quite shocked that that happened, obviously. But then everything works out in the end for you if you just work on your dreams, innit? So I kind of just focused on what I was doing. And then, I just kind of, everything blew up from there. Like last year, I went away with Thought Asylum. I went to Romania, Morocco. I did something in Istanbul this year. Me last year just went, do you know what I mean? Like a lot of things started happening for me, but I'm just now trying to carry on with my career because obviously entertainment, I think is the way for me. Obviously I want to still do music as well. I put my tune out not long ago, but entertainment kind of picked me. I didn't pick it. It kind of, I just fell into it because I'm just being myself.
I definitely think your progression from a relatively unknown creator to now someone who is releasing songs, videos, branded content has been very quick.
Yeah.
It's literally been a year and I'm
literally stuff.
And now you're on the network of AGT, so well done.
Oh, thank you.
You made it.
Congratulations.
This is the big time.
All right, lads. So, Gwil, your thing is, so you're big into your sustainability and your travel as well. You said you're a wannabe explorer.
Contradictory, I know.
Well, it's a lot of petrol goes into those trips, right? But tell me about those kind of 2 sort of arms to your offering.
So I got into the whole influencer world through fashion originally. I got signed to a modeling agency. I started growing my portfolio by working with PR companies, giving me different looks, and the whole influencer market started growing from there. Honestly, I couldn't really give a shit about that. Not really interested in it, so I started looking for how can I direct this towards things that I actually like doing. And I like traveling, I like being outdoors, I like experiencing new things, and I like trying to do things that I don't think I can do.
Sure.
If that makes sense. I like attempting things. So
that's what I'm doing right now.
There you go. You're doing a good job.
Thank you, man.
I got into that. And then obviously with the market, there's a lot of product placement. There's a lot of consumerism and a lot of like pushing and sales all the time. And I had like a crisis of conscience this time last year or so. And I just thought, I got to stop selling stuff all the time. And then I kind of came around to, I can still do that, provided I do something worth talking about as well and hopefully promote more of a positive lifestyle, more of a sustainable lifestyle. And also what I found is, with what I do, I have the ears of the people making decisions in the companies. So I can actually try and direct things from the company's point of view rather than from the consumer's point of view, which is a lot more powerful.
So in terms of the travel stuff, I mean, reel off some of the places that you've been this year and that you plan to go.
I went to India, Tanzania, Namibia, Portugal. I'm off to Finland, Austria,
places,
Kenya. Where am I? Amsterdam. Should be. That's a holiday though. In a couple of weeks, you get the idea.
Any plans to go to Zante? I heard it's...
I went when I was 19.
17 I went, yeah.
Good times,
I went with
mate,
Jacob,
good times.
who's in the audience tonight, so big up yourself there. But that is a serious list of places. And I heard you're going to be climbing some mountains soon in Kenya, is it?
No, I was, but I'm not.
Okay.
Argentina, I'm going to be attempting Aconcagua, which is the highest mountain outside of the Himalayas. Again, it's something I genuinely don't think I'm capable of doing. So I'm going to try. And then see. And hopefully we're aiming to make a film when we're out there. Again, I don't want to make any promises because last time I did that, the videographer got altitude sickness and we had no content.
What is what's the...
Oh, mate.
You're climbing the mountains? How are you doing that? You're putting up the thing on and...
No, this is... I can't do that shit.
Oh, okay. I was thinking, right, when you said climbing the
No,
mountain.
I can't do that. It's trekking. This is a trekking peak, but it's up 7,000 meters.
Oof.
So there's 40% of the oxygen that's at sea level up there. So you're literally dying.
Yeah.
Every breath.
And you do
even
this
though
for
you're not
fun,
doing,
do you?
Right, okay. So I spoke to my family about this. My sister calls it type 2 fun. It's fun which you fucking hate when you're there.
Yeah.
You come back and after a period of time, you're like, that was amazing.
Yeah.
I got to do that again. But when you're there, no, it's like a living hell, man.
I would never do that still. I'm not
gotta
the type.
do it, man.
Nah, I'm not the type.
Come on.
I don't know. I've seen you do some mad stuff with Foot Asylum out in Thailand.
Oh, what, the bungee jump?
Yeah.
I fainted on the first one, you know.
Mate, I wouldn't do it. I won't do a bungee jump. I won't do a bungee jump.
Maybe don't do that again.
I'm not doing that again, no.
So, Gwil, talking about brands and stuff like that, obviously we're here at 3 today. Tell me about some of the brands you've worked with. List some off so we can kind of get an idea of what kind of brands you associate with.
So House Somali, that's how we met, which is an audio company. My background was, one of my backgrounds was music as well, so that was nice to come kind of full loop back to that. Fashion-wise, I'm kind of working more with the likes of Bellstaff. I've done some stuff with Barber before.
Hugo Boss with Proud Lock
Hugo
recently?
Boss, yeah, we did the suit challenge, which is like the perfect combination of fashion and adventure. It's awesome. We basically spent a whole day jet skiing.
Now, Gwil, I hope you don't mind me saying this. We're all friends here. You haven't always looked this good.
I've looked a lot better as well, but...
So basically, I typed in your name on you. No, there's nothing coming up. Don't worry. There's nothing coming up.
I'm waiting. I'm looking at it.
I know.
My picture's there. You get me?
I can't see it.
I promise you it's not coming up.
Yeah.
But I typed your name into YouTube the other day and there's a video and it's entitled Shy Guy's Barber Said He Should Grow a Beard and It Ended Up Changing His Entire Life. This video has 3.5 million views and it's about this man here. I wish I did have a picture now, but tell us about your transformation.
That's a kind of half-truth. It does involve the truth. So my background was working office jobs. I was working in sales and finance. So I went through a phase of, for want of a better term, depression, undiagnosed, but you know. Basically, I hit kind of rock bottom, and I thought something's got to change. I had none of this was in sight. I didn't even think to dream of this life, but something had to change. Luckily, because of my state of affairs, I had no life. I had no social life. I was working from home, so I could be incredibly focused. And over the period of like 7 years, you know, it's not like a 6-week diet transformation thing. I dropped about 7 stone. Around about kind of towards the end of that, I got signed to an agency whilst I was still overweight as well, which I thought was pretty cool.
Yeah, very achievable.
And it just snowballed from there, really. I started getting opportunities, and most of my kind of transformation, as people like to call it, was mental and in my head. So getting these opportunities, and like I said earlier, I like to do things I don't think I can do. So when I was first given the opportunity to start modeling, I thought this is absolutely fucking ridiculous. Like me on a camera, what, you crazy? But then I kind of relinquished my opinion of myself and just thought, there's a photographer, he wants to shoot me, it's his work. My opinion is completely irrelevant. And it snowballed, and here I am on the network with AGT.
We're talking about, exactly. Be grateful. We're talking about a transformation, but when I say a transformation, I mean, I wish I had the picture now, but if you don't mind me saying, you just didn't look how you look now.
Angles, mate. Angles. It's what people don't appreciate. I got very good at finding the angle. Like, I probably look quite similar to how I looked in that before photo live in real life, but
you're being very humble, man. Being very humble. LV, you were talking earlier about how you've sort of collaborated with other creators to kind of get yourself out there. Yeah. In terms of the creators that you've worked with, reel off some real good friends of yours in the industry.
I got Bailey's in the crowd.
Bailey's
now.
just here. Big up Bailey inside. Round of applause, please, for Bailey.
Yeah. Me and Bailey are working on something right now as well. I won't talk too much in depth about it at the moment, but that's something big.
You're in talks with some big people.
Yeah,
about it, right?
like BBC and
Well, I wasn't going to say it, but
Sky and that.
pick the name up off the floor.
I've worked with KSI, Chunks, Young Philly, Muller Juice, Mad Unks, what's his name, Man Like Hacks, done stuff with Steve-O, like a lot of people, even like, what's his name, Jack Fowler, E.001, all them lot.
Jack Fowler, what an ugly guy, man. So ugly.
Hey, Jack, that
So
weren't me.
ugly.
I didn't say nothing still.
He's actually very, well, yeah, he's good.
Yeah,
looking
so,
fella.
do you know what I mean?
If you're a content creator coming up, would you say that the best thing to do, I mean, because people aren't going to be lucky enough to be hanging around these type of creators, so what's the difference between coming up on yourself, but then also having enough collaborations on the card to be able to grow organically that way as well?
What I would say, what my advice is when you're putting out content, always make sure like that it appeals to yourself. Like just think about it, like watch it and judge it yourself as like if it's funny or not. Because sometimes when you take heed from other people, they're not really looking out for you. And I'm only saying that because I grew up in Lewisham. Certain people I know were laughing at me from the start when I was doing this. You know what I mean? So I had to kind of find myself and just say, you know what, if I like it, I'm just gonna do it and just forget about what other people say. But obviously, it's got two sides to it. Obviously, taking advice is good, but for me personally, I've done it all my own. So then I started to realise that, okay, I like my stuff, so maybe if I put it out there, everyone else might feed to what I'm doing.
When I was looking at your guys' Instagrams and comparing them both, what I found was Gwil, I mean, yours is super polished.
Yeah.
I mean, and it has to be with the kind of brands you're working with, whereas LV's more raw, sort of engaging comedic content, but both you've probably got very similar engagement rates. But it's funny to see how people so different can both be so successful in their fields.
Yep.
When your Instagram is the most polished thing and most beautiful pieces of content I've ever seen.
I wish I'd done it like that, if I'm being honest. No, I wish I like fixed it a bit, because like if you look at my Instagram, I would say it looks more like a magazine than just, okay, let me get to the point of who this person is, because I got music, then I got sketches, then I got this, then I got that. Do you know what I mean? I would love to structure it up a bit better, but I don't know. I'll see how
But
it
it
goes.
works.
But it works for
Works.
now, yeah. But branding wise, I would love to get more brands and stuff like that. Not being greedy or nothing, but yeah.
Well, if there's any brands watching,
Yeah,
we
there
can
is.
have
Do
a
you know
little
what I mean?
ticker
Hit
along
me
the
up.
bottom with your email address.
Yeah.
I wanted to get to know you a bit better and our audience here, so I'm going to play something now called Top Fives, powered by 5G. So I want you to both imagine I'm holding a really smelly wet fish here.
Why?
Stay with me. And you both have 10 seconds to tell me your top fives in the following categories. Otherwise, it's
Slap in the face with the fish.
Yeah. So I'm going to start with you, Els.
Come.
I want the audience to count down from 10 seconds as well, so he really feels under pressure. So I want 10 seconds on the clock then. If you guys just start at 10,
My
and we'll
heart
go.
rate is bumping right now.
Your top, your top 5 MCs. 10.
Guess. 9. Raw, you can't do that. DWE, Skepta, JME, Skanks. Hey, Skanks,
I'm going to give you half a slap for that
I found
one.
you, no, I said it.
I'm going to give you half a slap
said
for that
5
one.
minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
I've
did.
done it then. I dropped
play.
Skanks last, eh? Yeah, big
Fair
up
play.
dirty Skanks.
Will, same situation for you. Big smelly wet fish. Smell it, go on.
I don't like seafood.
You have 10 seconds now to name, this is quite hard. I don't know who wrote this. Your top 5 eco tips.
Reuse, recycle, don't use single-use plastic, donate your clothes to charity shops and coffee cup.
You should
a lot
have.
of fish in his face.
I know.
Smelly up in there.
You got to eat the smelly fish. This is part of the eco tips. You
sustainable,
don't
isn't
have
it?
food waste. It's like a
Exactly.
big issue.
And we all love
I'm
a
not
bit of
making a
fish.
joke of that, by the way. That's serious.
So back to LV. You have another 10 seconds now to name, and I know you're an Arsenal fan, so this should be very easy for you.
Stop this
Your
now.
all-time favourite Arsenal players, 10.
Ian Wright, Henry, Adams, Keown, Vieira, Overmars.
That's enough.
Okay, cool.
No, that's enough. No Granit Xhaka in there, no?
No, are you crazy? We don't even want to... Listen, the other day I had to speak about that. I'm not even going back into that.
You're not going back into the whole granite?
That's a headache.
Gwil, back to you. This should be easier. Top 5 films. 10.
9. 8.
Joker, Dark Knight, Sunshine, Step Brothers, The Wedding Singer.
He's done it. Done it. Round of applause. Some great films there as well. Some great films.
You done what you have to do.
I'll take that.
That was back to you. This could be a controversial one, but I'm going to go with YouTubers. And I know there's a couple in the house tonight.
Mad.
So,
how can you do that, bro?
Well, this is the type of guy I am. You should know
I'll
that.
be real.
All right, 10.
Let's do 10 of it. No, yeah. I'm hearing 10. I ain't even started yet. So I've got 10.
Premature, mate. Premature.
Bro. All right, go on. No, I mean, go on as in, tell me when you're ready.
Right, are we all ready to count down from 10? Yeah? 10.
KSI. Oh, gotta say it. Bailey, Muller, Fuzi. Who else is it? I don't know who to say.
Wet fish all over the face.
I got stuck.
In the face.
I got
Power
stuck.
and the kisser. And now back to you. Top 5 albums. 10.
Albums. Shit. Noah Gunderson, Lover, Outcast, Roses, Goody Mob Still Standing.
Ain't so wet fish in the face.
I was just going to say greatest hits, but I didn't think I
you
could
could have
get
said
away with
greatest
that.
hits for 5 artists. Could have said, okay. Obviously, you both have huge online influences. So how do you get to grips with the fact that when you're putting a piece of content out there, you have to make sure that it's not really in this time going to offend anyone? Right. You've got a lot of responsibility now, because as soon as you press go and live, people are reacting to your stuff and it gets shared without you knowing. What kind of responsibility do you feel you have with such a big platform now?
The more good things you do, the more shit you get. I try to I don't preach. I just say whatever I got to say. I really avoid telling anyone to do anything, because that's like a recipe for the kind of comments and the kind of conversations you don't need to be having. So just give information, don't preach.
Else?
Personally, with me, my audience is more young, so like school kids and upwards, you know what I mean? So, and obviously, man, them older people.
Not just kids, by the way. He's. I've seen your demographics.
Targeting them.
But I don't know. I think about what I put out, obviously. But when I'm putting it out, you just got to know what you're doing in it when you're doing it. Cause there is a thing on the YouTube where you get the $sign, and if you put something out you're not meant to put out anyway, they block you. So you can't even
make money from it.
You won't get anything anyway. So you're better off just putting out something what's going to be good for the YouTube. Do you know what I mean? Like PG. Yeah. If you know what I'm saying.
In terms of the different social platforms, you've been going on about YouTube. You're more Instagram-led. What works? Are they the platforms that work for you both the best, do you think?
Yeah, absolutely. I don't have any time for anything else, to be honest. That's me done.
Well, I do a lot of filming. Obviously, Bailey, me and him are doing a show called Little Shit, and there's another show I'm going to be doing called Little London, which is my own show. Obviously I've got my YouTube vlogs going out here and there. I do a bit of everything, you know. That's the thing. I don't really like to just say, oh, that's it. I want to keep going. Do you know what I mean? I don't know why I've got this driving me so much, but ever since I've got into it now, I'm just in there like non-stop filming. I'm even going to start probably film when we're done here. Do you know what I mean? So
never stops.
Yeah. So.
One thing that's definitely clear to see that you both have in common is massive motivation. How do you motivate yourself? How do you motivate yourself?
I find curiosity. I don't really have specific goals. I'm not like a goal-oriented person, but I hear an idea and I just kind of, that little seed grows and I think, well, what if I could do that? Or what if this? And for me, that's super motivating because you kind of see these ideas through then.
Someone once told me the quality of life is dependent on the questions you ask. And if by what you're saying, you're asking yourself why not all the time, then you're probably going to do more stuff than you don't do.
Absolutely, yeah.
What motivates you?
I think my one's a bit more different because I've got children as well and they look up to me.
Yeah.
I've got a purpose now. I feel like it's something I need to do. Do you know what I mean? More than that I want to do it, I need to do it now because my son's 5, my daughter's 10, and she loves it, she's into it. Do you know what I mean? So every time when I come home and I get in late sometimes from work or whatever, and she's always talking about the show. She sat up at late to watch it or whatever. Like,
so you're biggest fan?
Yeah, of course she is. Of course she is. My son not really knows what I want just yet, but my daughter, she's just proper into it. Like, oh, Dad, can you do the and I'm always running through stuff with her. So she's probably the next one I'm going to try and bring into it anyway. So
she's almost like a soundboard for your content. If you've got some ideas, she'll throw them her way.
Yeah, and she gives me ideas as well as my friends. Do you know what I mean? So yeah.
Yeah, big up.
Cheers.
So guys, without further ado, I'd like to welcome our music acts onto the show. We're going to have a short break where we can enjoy some alcoholic beverages or non-alcoholic beverages. But for now, can I please get a round of applause for our two amazing guests, Gwilym and LV General. Thanks. Cool, so we're going to have like a 5-10 minute break. Do what you need to do. Go for a smoke, go for a wee. And we will be back with Mikill and Mercston very shortly to perform Cut From A Different Cloth. So yeah, thank you. Okay, now for some music. Who wants to hear some music? Can I, yeah? So now it's time for a couple of artists that I personally have been listening to for combined over 10 years. Let's start with Mikill though. So his fans love him for his unreal witty lyricism and puns in his songs. Also his Instagram captions. I don't know if you guys follow Mikill, and you know, Jammer knows. He's a very talented wordsmith. And a funny fact, he's also the voice that introduces Family Guy every night on ITV2. I don't know, who knew that here, that he's a very talented voiceover artist as well. And also Mercston as well. Obviously, we all know Mercston from The Movement. A big shout out to Wretch, Devlin, Scorcher as well, who he came up with. So this song right now is taken from the Night Elm on Mare Street. This is Mikill Pane's latest offering. Go and stream that on Spotify now. And this song is Cut From A Different Cloth. Mikill Pane and Mercston. Let's have some noise up in here one time tonight. Make some noise. Hey.
Yo. It feels like yesterday that a young Pane was never too stressed to rave. I wore my Sunday best when I blessed the rave. I was such a great dresser, you could rest your plate. A designer themed when the talent paid. Wearing iceberg jeans in my salad days. Italian names that I couldn't pronounce. Motherfuckers still knew what I was talking about. What did we know? We rocked Mosquito. When anything we could afford from Probito. Overpriced garms to go to wine bars. Suckers getting smashed like squash mosquitoes. Neat clothes, neat though, cause I need those. Trying to be a player and I wanted a cheat code. Chicks like G's and I wanted to be road. Smooth criminal, nah, probably Tito. Nowadays I don't play though. The price hits hard, I reply no way. I've learned to identify the KO. Back then I would have been like, okay, cut. From a different cloth. Say it back to me, free. Come from a different cloth. Louder, cut. From a different cloth. Come from a different cloth. It feels like recently I thought rappers could help me dress decently. I wore clothes so baggy I could leave unseen, with a widescreen telly underneath my tee. If I had loot, I had to spend it. Brainless, but the tracksuit was academics. Double XL Rockaware bottoms, yeah, looked like a tip, but at least I had a proper pair. If I can afford them, it isn't important. I wouldn't have worn them if they didn't import them. In the wrong trousers like Wallace and Gromit, looking like I had a few dollars in my wallet. I repped American teams all day. All I gave a shit about was the place to get it from. Shit became a whole new ball game when I had to kick around with a Lakers vest on. Nowadays I don't play though. The price hits hard, I reply no way. I've learned to identify the KO. Back then I would have been like, okay, cut. Say it, from a different cloth. I like it. Come from a different cloth. Cut from a different cloth. One more time. Come from a different cloth.
Once upon a time about 419, a boy tried to take mine, this ain't 419. Never price what you paid 419. Probably wasn't, but it looked to don't block my shine. Yo, time to have it out, won't cool no sweat. Death man got egg, man see I'm black. Rude boys got chef, it never took much time. That beef weren't cooked, it never had no time. Yo, from the end, been well seasoned. Them was out teething, no, it was out teething. Typhoon, summertime, June in the evening. The V2 tops and some of them brothers steaming. Throttle it and I'm breezing. Yalla, I had was decent. You should call me Alice, been killing shit every season. Never been a moist or a moist thing. Never. It's always been a Z's or a joystick. Before that, Burrito with my peas low. Before that, Mosquito with my peas low. Around then, my chain felt like a kilo. Fuck these. I ruin middles like I'm Figo. Terminal 3 intro. Tell him. Nowadays I'm so fucked. My wardrobe's dope. I better call my bluff. Shit, I think I've identified the king. Oh, but I made those. See me dip on the main road. Cut. One more time. From a different cloth. Come from a different cloth. Come from a different cloth. Come from a different cloth. Thank you very much, Free. Big up yourselves, big up yourselves. Tell them about the album. Tell them about the album. Album's out now. Night Elm, Mare Street, Part 1. Top tier, the album out.
Make some noise one more time in here tonight for Mikill Pane and Mercston, please. Unreal, Blessings. Unreal. Guys, thank you so much for coming. You've been an absolute pleasure of an audience. I love each and every one of you. Thank you. Good night. See you next time. Cheers.